When we imagine a clash between two iconic beings from different comic universes, the battle between Superman and Hela stands out as one of the most intriguing. On one hand, we have Superman, the embodiment of hope, power, and resilience from the DC universe. On the other, we have Hela, the terrifying Norse goddess of death, a being who commands the forces of life and death, and rules over the realm of Hell in the Marvel universe. Both are powerful, nearly invincible, and driven by their respective motives, but who would come out on top in a direct confrontation? Let's break it down. Superman's incredible powers and abilities. Superman, born Kal-El on the doomed planet Krypton, is often regarded as the most powerful hero in the DC universe. His abilities are nothing short of godlike, and when exposed to Earth's yellow sun, he becomes virtually unstoppable. Superman's strength is legendary. He's lifted planets, moved stars, and punched through dimensions. His speed rivals the fastest beings in the universe, and his agility allows him to perform acrobatic feats at unimaginable speeds. He can fly, has X-ray vision, heat vision, super hearing, and even super breath capable of freezing his enemies in an instant. In addition to these powers, Superman is nearly invulnerable. Bullets, blades, and even most forms of physical assault bounce off his super tough skin. He can withstand extreme temperatures, and his endurance is nearly limitless, often fighting for hours, if not days, without tiring. While his powers may seem nearly all-encompassing, there are notable exceptions. Kryptonite, a mineral from his home planet, weakens him and can lead to his defeat. Also, red sun radiation negates his powers, making him vulnerable to even the most basic threats. Superman's weakness isn't just physical, it's his morality and compassion. While these traits make him a beloved hero, they also create opportunities for villains to exploit his desire to protect others. His reluctance to kill his enemies can often be used against him, especially when dealing with foes like Hela, who has no such moral constraints. However, Superman's adaptability and intelligence make him a formidable opponent. He's defeated enemies far stronger than himself by relying on his quick thinking and indomitable will. Hela's ruthless power and control over death. Hela, as depicted in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, is the Asgardian goddess of death, and her power rivals even the mightiest of the gods. In Thor, Ragnarok, she effortlessly overpowers Thor, crushing his iconic hammer, Mjolnir, and demonstrating that she is a force to be reckoned with. But Hela's strength goes beyond mere physical power. In the comics, Hela is not just the goddess of death, she is death itself. Her powers extend far beyond the mortal understanding of life and death. She can summon the dead, control souls, manipulate time, and even resurrect those she has slain. Her immense magical abilities make her one of the most dangerous and unpredictable villains in the Marvel Universe. One of Hela's greatest strengths lies in her immortality. She is virtually indestructible, and even when slain by Odin in Thor No. 190, 1966, she caused a temporary imbalance in the natural order, forcing Odin to resurrect her. Her control over the dead allows her to command vast armies of the undead, and she can even teleport between realms and travel through time. Hela's ruthless nature is another key factor that makes her such a formidable opponent. Unlike Superman, she does not hesitate to kill or destroy anything in her path to achieve her goals. Hela's connection to the realms of Hell and Asgard grants her further power. Her strength is amplified within these realms, where she is practically omnipotent. However, Hela's powers are not without limits. Outside of her home turf, her abilities are diminished, and she becomes more vulnerable. Despite this, her near invincibility and magical prowess make her an overwhelmingly powerful force to deal with in a straight-up fight. The setting of the battle, how the environment shapes the outcome. The environment in which the battle takes place could drastically influence the outcome. In a neutral setting, such as Earth or a barren wasteland, Superman's powers would be at their peak. His super speed and flight would allow him to move and think faster than Hela could react, and his strength would allow him to overwhelm her in direct combat. Superman's heat vision could potentially harm Hela, though her immortality would likely make it a drawn-out process. His ability to heal rapidly, paired with his near invulnerability, gives him an edge in a war of attrition. However, despite his strength and speed, Superman would have to deal with Hela's unique set of abilities. Her control over the dead could provide her with armies of undead soldiers to overwhelm Superman. Additionally, her magical powers could give her an edge in manipulating the environment or even controlling Superman's mind or soul. Hela's ruthlessness would allow her to attack Superman's emotional weak points, such as his attachment to innocent lives, to manipulate him into making mistakes. This is where Superman's morality could become his greatest weakness. He might hesitate in a moment when killing is necessary, giving Hela an opportunity to land a devastating blow. In contrast, if the battle were to take place within Asgard or Hell, the situation would change dramatically. These are Hela's domains, where she is nearly omnipotent. Her powers would be amplified significantly, allowing her to summon endless armies and strike with unmatched fury. Superman's strength and invulnerability would still make him a formidable foe, but Hela's connection to these realms would give her the upper hand. Superman might find it incredibly difficult to overcome Hela's magic and the sheer number of soldiers at her disposal. In such a setting, he would need to think quickly to neutralize her advantage, potentially exploiting the weakening effect Hela suffers when outside her domain. The final battle: who would win? Ultimately, the outcome of a Superman vs. Hela battle comes down to several key factors. In a neutral environment, Superman's raw power and adaptability would give him the upper hand. His speed, strength, and invulnerability would be significant advantages, and his tactical mind would allow him to exploit Hela's weaknesses. However, Hela's ability to control the dead, manipulate souls, and use her magical powers to distort reality would present major challenges for Superman. He would need to think on his feet, avoid getting distracted by her emotional manipulations, and outlast her in a battle of endurance. In the realms of Asgard or Hell, Hela's power would be nearly unmatched. Here, her command over death, her armies of the undead, and her near invincibility would prove to be overwhelming for Superman. Even his immense strength and near unbeatable toughness might not be enough to withstand the full force of Hela's powers, especially if she is able to manipulate time or manipulate Superman's soul. In these environments, Superman's vulnerabilities would become more pronounced, and his chances of winning would be greatly diminished. Thus, the final result would depend heavily on the setting and the conditions of the battle. In a neutral environment, Superman's sheer power and resilience would likely secure him a victory, while in Hela's domains, her mastery over death would likely lead her to triumph. Either way, the clash between Superman and Hela would be one for the ages, a battle that could reshape the very fabric of the multiverse itself. Check out my other videos for more epic character crossovers and battles. Thanks for watching, and stay happy and healthy.